Hello everyone, my name is Nathan, and today it's time to dive into something completely new, and that is a series of playing board games. Now, lately I got really hooked to playing board games. I even purchased a bunch of them in real life. That's crazy, I haven't done that for like 15 years or so. So since I usually do series about stuff that I enjoy, I thought why the heck not bring one of these games to my channel. What we're gonna be playing today is Dark Souls, the board game. Now this game actually features a solo mode, which is perfect for my purposes. However, if you do enjoy this first round, I can also organize other people to play it with me. Or I could even play the second player myself, that is actually also no problem. Now the rules change slightly and I'm gonna try to point out everything that's different between single player and multiplayer. As we play, I'm gonna explain everything needed. The first thing you need to know is this is the class that I have chosen for this playthrough. We have some starting equipment such as a long sword, the knight armor and the kite shield. The shield and the armor give me some block rating against physical damage as well as magical damage, and the long sword gives me some attack, of course. On the top left, I see my special ability that I can use once per spark. The sparks are essentially my lives, or how many times I reset the board in order to gather souls. I also have a luck token right here if I want to reroll one of the dice, and I have my Estus flask, of course, in order to heal up completely. Let's pick out our knight character, and I'm just gonna place it right there. Here is our soul cache. At the moment we have 0 souls. However, if you start as a single player, you get an advantage of 16 souls, and that is actually essential because the game is not that easy, at least in the beginning, depending a little bit on the RNG with drawing equipment cards. Of course, we have also a way to level up our attributes in order to get from the base stats to tier 1. I'm gonna need to spend 2 souls, then 4 souls and 8 souls for the last tier. Whenever I clear one of these rooms, I'm gonna get 2 souls. So you can see 16 souls is a significant advantage that is actually necessary as single player. We're gonna fight against this boss, the Old Dragonslayer, and right here, that's his card. I'm gonna explain a little bit more about it later on, but what we need to know is how many encounters we have to face and which ones. You can see level 1 encounters, we're gonna face 3 of them, and level 2 encounters 1. I put my encounter cards right here. Let's make sure we shuffle all of them, and I'm gonna grab my 3 level 1 encounters and 1 level 2. The level 1 encounters go where it's closest to our bonfire tile right here. The level 2 card is gonna go right in front of the fog wall towards the boss. So before we start anything, we need to set up our equipment. These cards right here are gonna come into play once we defeated the mini-boss. But we are going to start with these 5 class-specific cards, so hopefully some of them are gonna be looted very soon. However, we just put them into this entire pile and shuffle it up. So there's gonna be a lot of RNG involved, because of course a lot of the equipment we won't be able to use or don't want to use. Now, one thing I should mention is we're also gonna play with the add-ons, so there's gonna be mimic encounters and potentially also invasions. But now that we've set everything up, we should be able to get this started. Let's actually spend 1 soul in order to get 1 card. Sunless armor, that actually doesn't look too shabby. It requires 13 strength and 13 faith. We have the strength already, we just need some faith. So now let's see what's better. We can see both of them have the same physical and magical defense. However, the sunless armor does have an upgrade slot, even 2 of them. So that is definitely better. Let's try to exchange it. What we have to do is we have to spend 2 souls in order to upgrade our faith. So I'm gonna do that right away, and we will be able to equip this new armor. I'm gonna put that right here into my stash, and we're probably never gonna use it again. Let's spend another soul in order to get another treasure card. Marakumo. That is not too bad, though our weapon seems to be a lot better. This does have an upgrade slot though, and also a dodge value, so this wouldn't be too shabby for an assassin, for instance. But probably not for us, so in the pile it goes. Let's collect 2 more cards. We have the Effigy Shield. This is actually pretty good because you can equip it even if you have a 2-handed sword equipped in the other hand. Gives me additional block and magical defense. Now, as it is actually already better than my kite shield, so we probably should exchange it. It only requires 10 strength and 10 faith. This is going pretty good, I have to say, so far. We also have the fire bombs. These are actually interesting. We could do magical damage and also damage multiple enemies. That's what this sign means. We can damage every enemy that is on the same node. And also it does have a range of 1. It requires 15 intelligence and 15 faith. We could have that very easily. You know what? This could really be worth it. Let's actually spend 2 souls and increase our intelligence, and we're gonna place that in our backup slot right here. We cannot use this slot unless we swap these weapons at the beginning of our turns. But then of course we're gonna benefit from those attributes and no longer from the longsword. So you have to consider when you want to use these bombs. I'm gonna spend 2 more souls in order to get 2 more cards. Right here we have a broadsword and the claymore. Oh yes, this is a really good weapon, look at that. In terms of colors, black is the worst, then we have blue, which is a little bit better, and then orange, which is the best. It is a 2-handed sword, but since we have the Effigy Shield, we can still have a shield. Also, it gives me an additional black defense. Now we won't be able to use this for a while because we have to upgrade our stats. You can see 30 strength and 26 dexterity. We need to upgrade these quite a bit, but we do have a goal now, so we know what we are farming for. So I would say we're actually gonna spend a couple of points. Yeah, let's spend all 6 souls. We're gonna spend 2 for the strength and then an additional 4 for tier 2. And this broadsword, we're probably not gonna require that, do we? The claymore seems to be a little bit better, but I'm gonna keep this on the side, just in case I'm changing my mind. Now that we've spent all our souls, it's time to go into our first encounter. We have a bunch of upgraded stats and equipment, so that's nice. And we're probably gonna start with this room right here. So let's flip the encounter card and see what's there. This is basically an instruction on how to set up the tile. On the node with 1 sword, we for instance need a hollow soldier and a crossbow soldier. So let's set this card aside and we're gonna grab ourselves a crossbow hollow and a hollow soldier and place these guys right there. On the second tile we need the same thing, and I'm also gonna grab their cards, which tells you their stats and moveset. Last but not least, we also have a chest, and I set up my mimic tokens right here. Let's shuffle those guys and I'm gonna grab 1. We're gonna place it right there. A chest will be opened at the end of an encounter. You first heal the entire party and then open up the chest. If it is not a mimic, you get free treasure, and if it is a mimic, you first have to fight for it. Now, since we're coming from this side, we will have to use one of the yellow nodes at the wall of the entrance. And my suggestion is to actually set up right here, because the hollow soldiers will be coming towards me, but if I'm at least 2 nodes away, they shouldn't be able to reach me. Also, in terms of movement, if you look at this, you can see it is basically a 3x3 area, and you can move in all directions, so you can also move diagonally. Sometimes this is a little bit confusing. Alright, then let's get things started. The way this game works is basically all the enemies go first, then you go, then all the enemies go, then you go again, etc, etc. If you're playing with multiple people, then it is even worse. So the more people you have, essentially the harder it can get. Let's for instance assume we have a second character right here. What will happen is all the enemies go, then one of my guys goes, then all the enemies go, then the other guy goes, etc, etc. So the tactics definitely get a little bit harder. Anyways, let's do this. Enemies go first. The one with the highest threat level on the top left right here goes first. Now I actually grabbed the wrong card right here. What we need is the hollow soldier, of course. So this guy has a threat level of 5 and the crossbow hollow 2. Hollow soldier goes first. He's got 1 health, he's got 0 range, 1 physical defense, 1 magical defense. He's got 1 dodge rating, which means that's how many dodge rolls you need to successfully do in order to dodge his attacks. And then we got his movement. The D-pad basically means he goes into one direction, and this ring here is the closest enemy. The skull on the other side is the player with the aggro token, which in single player is always me. But in multiplayer, this is something that's changing, because the player that activated the last is gonna have the aggro token. Anyways, let's execute their moves. We need to move 1 towards us, and then he's gonna do 4 damage if he is on the same node, because he's got 0 range. We have a little bit of freedom on how we actually approach this. All we need to make sure is that we actually go 1 node closer. In this case, I only have 1 choice for this guy. and then the other hollow soldier goes, but for instance we could go right here or here, because if we go here we still have to go 2 nodes in order to reach the knight, and if we go here it's also 2 nodes. So that's one example for the freedom you have, and that is going to play into the strategy later on. Now it's the crossbow hollow's turns, and we can see what they are doing is they are moving away from the player with the aggro token. Now this guy's already as far away as he can get, so he's probably not gonna move, but this guy is gonna move, and now they're both gonna shoot, and it's time to actually do some defense. They are doing 3 magical damage to the player with the aggro token. So let's see what we have in terms of magical defense. We have 1 black die right here, another one right there. So 2 black die is our magical defense at the moment. So let's go ahead and roll 2 black die and see how many swords we get. We get 4 swords, which basically means we blocked 4 damage, but he's only doing 3, so we didn't suffer any damage at all. That was a lucky black die roll actually. Anyways, that was 1 crossbow hollow. We need to roll 1 more time for the other guy, and this time we only got 1 damage reduction. So we're gonna suffer 2 damage, and this is indicated right here with the red cubes. If you use stamina, you're gonna fill this up with the black cubes, and of course if the entire stamina bar is filled out, you are dead. What you can do during your activation is you can move 1 space for free, 1 node, and any additional node is gonna cost you 1 stamina each. I can also do 1 attack with all of my weapons, so if I had 2 weapons equipped, I could do 1 attack with each. And I believe you can even do 1 attack and then move again and do another attack to another enemy. But let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna move my knight 1 node towards the hollow soldier, and we are gonna attack. My attack is 1 blue die if I spend 0 stamina, and with 4 stamina I can add 1 black die. Since the hollow soldier here only has 1 defense and 1 health point, all I need to do is 2 damage. So I think I'm actually gonna risk it. We're only gonna roll 1 blue die. Let's do this. And we did 3 damage actually, so that's pretty good. We can take this guy away because he's been defeated. Now I'm actually gonna try something crazy since we have this firebomb. I mean, this is insane. I have to use that. We're gonna move 2 more spaces like so. That means I'm gonna need to spend 2 stamina points, but I will be recovering 2 points every time my activation starts. With that, my turn is over and the enemies go again. This hollow soldier is gonna move 1 spot and he's gonna attempt to damage me, but here we go, he's got 0 range, so he's not reaching me. The crossbow hollows are gonna attempt to move 1 tile away from me, so that has to be this tile. And of course they're gonna do their usual thing again, so we will have to do our magical defense. Roll 1 more time. We get 2 black die, and this time we resisted 4 magical damage. Let's see what we do with the second crossbow hollow. Oh, just 1 damage, so that means we're gonna take 2. Okay, that is absolutely fine. We're still okay, I would say. It is my turn now, so that means we're gonna get rid of these stamina tokens. And I'm actually gonna swap my weapons. I'm gonna use my firebombs this time, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna move 1 over here. That seems to be good. That's my free movement point. And then we're gonna spend the cost right here. Let me see, we need to spend 4 stamina. That is actually a lot. I'm risking a lot here, but we have to do it. What we can do now is we can use 3 black die in order to do damage to targets 1 node away. And it is magical damage. Let me actually see how much resistance do they have. They have 0 resistance to magical damage. So with 3 black die, we only need to get 1 single freaking sword. Should be possible, right? Let's roll. And we got 3 damage. 3 magical damage. That is perfect. We are doing this to everyone on the same node. That once again is this sign here, everyone on the same node, and therefore these guys are dead and they cannot damage me anymore. Cool, it's the enemy's turn once again, so this guy's gonna attack, and he's gonna attack me for 4 physical damage. Now let's see, we have 1 black die and 1 blue die in the physical defense department. So let's swap that to 1 and 1. We're gonna roll both of these. Let's see what we get. Ooh, okay, we reduced 2 damage. Now I could go for a reroll because that would actually mean my death. Yeah, we're gonna do a reroll with the blue die. So what I have to do is I have to flip around my luck coin. That means I used it, but now I can reroll. And we get a lot more. Okay, that was definitely worth it. Now we reduced it to 4 damage, and therefore we take no damage at all. Let's go ahead and recover 2 stamina for our start of turn, and then of course we're gonna do a little bit of damage. We are swapping our weapon actually once again, and we're gonna do the first attack, just 1 blue die. Let's hope we get at least a 2, and we do get it. So that means this guy's also dead, and we finished the encounter. What we have to do now is recover all of our stamina and health as well. And we will be getting 2 souls. You get 2 souls for each player that participated. So if you had 3 players, that would be 6 souls for an encounter. We remain where we last were, and of course we check the chest. And it is indeed a mimic. So what we have to do is we have to grab our mimic card. This is actually a heavy battle, so let's set this up. We can get rid of this chest token, and we are gonna place the mimic monster instead. And also we have a bunch of behavior cards. You can see those are 7 cards, but we only have to use 4 behavior cards. So we are gonna shuffle these guys up. So let's just shuffle this, and we are gonna draw 4 cards. And we want to shuffle these guys one more time, and this is the behavior of the mimic. You can see they have 1 defense and 18 health. I'm gonna use a counter in order to keep track of that. Usually you would use tokens, but the counter is way more convenient. Right, the mimic is of course gonna start. So let's have a look at this card. It's gonna move 1 towards me, and then it's gonna do damage to everyone on the same node that is closest to this player. And this is actually the push icon. So it's gonna push me away for 4 damage at a range of 1. So let's see, it's gonna start walking towards me, and at a range of 1, it's gonna push me away and do 4 damage. Now I can decide where I want to be pushed to, so maybe let's go here. In this case it probably doesn't matter too much, and we need to mitigate 4 damage. So we can defend for 1 blue and 1 black die. So let's roll these guys, and we get a 3. Okay, so that means we take 1 damage. One more thing to note is that as long as we didn't reach the heat up phase, the cards remain in the same order. So as soon as we went through all 4 attacks, the first one is gonna start again. Move 1 towards me and push me away for 4 damage. Anyways, it is my turn. So what can we do? We could use 4 stamina, but that might be a little bit risky. Now since he's only got 1 physical defense, I think I'm just gonna roll with the blue die here. Yeah, I think at the beginning we should be a little bit careful, though. We still have our Estus. That is good to know. We did only 1 damage. That is really bad, because that means we didn't damage it at all. My longsword isn't really made for this fight yet, but we can survive it. What I want to do is move away with my free movement point, and then let's see what it does. It is doing damage at range of 0, so only if you are on top of it, it's gonna do damage. That is perfect. So maybe I shouldn't have moved away, because now I have to spend some stamina. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna actually wait a little bit and try to memorize his pattern. So I'm not gonna attack this turn, and what we can see here, it's actually... okay, so this is a leap. The 3rd card is a leap. That is very, very important to know. So it doesn't matter where I am, because a leap means he's just coming to my node wherever I am, and he's gonna push me away. What else is he doing? 5 damage. Holy but jeez. So 1 blue, 1 black die, and we get 3. Okay, so that's 2 damage. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Let's actually go in this time, and I'm gonna spend the 4 stamina. Why the heck not? So that we can roll with 1 black and 1 blue die. Hopefully we're gonna do a little bit of damage. Yes, okay, 4 damage, that's not too bad. 1 defense, that means 3 damage. He's going down to 15. And then I'm just gonna remain here and see what he does. The last attack is right here. He's going to push me away, and then he's gonna do 5 damage. Now, since I'm already on the same node, he's actually pushing me away for free, and then he's gonna push me once again. I'm gonna go here. Then he's gonna do 5 damage, and of course I have just 1 blue and 1 black die. So let's hope for the best. I don't want to die just yet. Okay, 2 damage. We aren't dead just yet, and we have an Estus flask. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recover my 2 stamina, and then we're gonna move in, and let me see, this also costs 4 stamina. I don't have the 4 stamina to spend for my attack, so I have to do just the blue die here, and well, at least we did 1 damage. Yeah, it's definitely too early. I wish I already had the claymore for this mimic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move away 2 spaces and therefore use up 2 of my stamina, but then I'm gonna use my Estus flask and therefore recover everything. Okay, now it's the mimic's turn. He's gonna move 1 spot and do some damage. So let's see that happen. 1 spot, do some damage at a range of 1. I forgot about that. Darn it, does 4 damage. Let me see how much we can mitigate here. 2 plus 1, so we take 1 damage. And then we are gonna move in. We're gonna spend 4 of our stamina to do a heavy attack with 2 die here. And let's just hope, oh man, oh Jesus, that's really bad luck. Let me see, I think if I move 1 away, then he's not gonna damage me, or need to spend 1 more stamina for that. And the second card is that, yeah, he's doing 6 damage, but only 2 guys already on his node. So what are we gonna do next? We need to move in. Let's spend 2 stamina. We're gonna move in and we're gonna do our roll right here. We get a 1, so that means no damage. Now he's going to leap, so I don't even have to move away. Leaping for 5 damage and he's gonna push me away. Let me see, can we do this? Damage, 1 plus 3. Okay, we take 1 damage, that's not too bad. We recovered 2 stamina. Ah, what the hell, I'm just gonna go in. We're gonna spend the 4 stamina, just like that, and we can roll with 2 die again. Come on, luck. Come on, 1 and 1. Okay, we did 1 damage. Now, the last card is a push. Yeah, 1 push for free, then he's gonna push me again for 5 damage. So I'm gonna try to defend against that. We did 2, so that means 3 damage, and therefore we are dead. Now, what does that mean? That means we were just unlucky because we did get a mimic very, very early on. With the claymore, I'm pretty sure we could have done this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put everything back right here, and everything is actually going to reset. We are going back to the bonfire and we lose 1 spark, and we actually also drop all of the souls. So I think we were right here last. That means we dropped 2 souls right there, unfortunately. So I'm gonna place 2 souls tokens right there, and the next time we go into this encounter we can grab them again, and here they disappear, unfortunately. But that's fine, we know right here is a mimic encounter, so we can hope that there's not gonna be one right there. It's Dark Souls after all, don't expect it to go easy on you. Another thing we can do, of course, is reset our health bar, and we also can flip all of our tokens to be on the active side again. Now, one thing I totally forgot about is my special ability right here, but it wouldn't have saved us anyway, I was way off. So we should avoid this encounter until we defeated both of these, and hopefully there's not gonna be a mimic in here, so I can gather both of these souls. I need 4 souls in order to level up my dexterity. I actually need 6 souls, to be honest with you. Well, let's just see how it goes. We're gonna go into this room and open up this encounter. Now this is a trap encounter and it also has a barrel. A barrel you actually have to roll through and use up 1 stamina if you want to utilize this node. The barrel goes right over there, so it's not going to be in the way. We have 1 crossbow and 2 normal soldiers. The crossbow guy goes right here and the soldiers right there. Now traps. Traps are going to be set up on each node that is yellow, which isn't at an entrance. So these tiles right here, we cannot place traps, but all of the other ones are going to be filled with traps. And of course they sometimes do damage, sometimes they actually don't trigger. And these are actually all the traps. No, we don't even need one here because there's an entrance as well. The encounter is set up, we already know the movesets of these 2 guys, so we probably don't need to look at them anymore. Now I'm gonna go right here with my knight, so the hollow soldiers can just come towards me. Let's start the encounter. Both of these guys are gonna come and they're gonna try to attack with a range of 0 so they don't hit. This guy is gonna try to move away from me. This node isn't valid, in my opinion at least, because it is still 2 nodes away and we want to make some space. So now he's 3 nodes away and he's gonna do 3 damage. Magical damage at that. We have a 2 die for the magical damage, so let's use them. And we get 4 actually, that's not too bad. So we avoided the damage completely. Now with my knight, I'm actually gonna swap once again for my firebomb, since both of these guys are so cozily together, and we're gonna use 4 stamina. This is gonna allow us to roll 3 black die, and it's gonna do magical damage. Let's hope for the best. We do 3 damage, that should be enough. Let's see, they have 1 magical resistance. So that means both of these guys are dead. I'm also gonna move 1 space closer, that's still my free movement, to the crossbow hollow. This guy is gonna attempt to move away from me. Now, this is not a valid space to go, and I guess he would be going into this direction. This node at the moment is considered the furthest away from me, so he probably goes right here. Unfortunately, on top of the trap. But what we could do is we could actually use some more of our stamina. Why the heck not? We recovered 2, but then we use 4 again. We also move 1 space closer, and then we are gonna do the 3 black die roll. And we get more than enough in order to kill him. There we go. That was a pretty easy encounter. Anyways, that means we can grab 2 souls for ourselves, and I'm actually gonna save these guys up because we need to go into the next encounter until we get the 6 souls for the claymore. In this encounter, this is gonna be difficult. We have a hollow soldier and a crossbow guy, but we also have a silver knight swordsman, and you can see they have 2 physical defense, so we might want to use the bomb against this guy. He is standing right here, and the hollow soldier's right there. We also have a chest, let's hope it's not a mimic, and we have a barrel. The chest goes right here and the barrel goes right there. It is not a trap room, so we can get things started. Now let's actually check out the moveset for the Silver Knight Swordsman. He is moving 2 spaces to the closest target, and then he's going to do 5 damage and also push. So that is a pretty tough order, so we could probably go here. What's his range? His range is 0, so that's perfect. He's also gonna start probably, so he's gonna move 2 spaces and then do a push. And of course he misses. Now the hollow soldier is gonna go next. I think the Silver Knight Swordsman has, threat level of 7, so he goes first. Soldier is also not reaching me, then it's this guy's turn. I guess we're gonna move him over here. 3 magical damage. We have 2 black dice against that. And we actually avoided all of the damage. That is perfect. You know what I should have done? I'm such an idiot. I should have moved to this space instead. So I could have paired these guys up and then used the bomb. Oh well, done is done. It's my own fault. Oh, I totally forgot to recover my stamina, but there we go. We're gonna use 4 stamina in order to roll 3 black dice. And we get 2 + 1 + 1, so that's 4 damage. It should be enough, right? He's got just 1 magical defense and 1 health, so that's plenty enough. We're also gonna move 1 space away, something like that. That means Hollow Soldier comes towards me and he fails. This guy moves over here and he's gonna do 3 magical damage, which we completely avoid. Then it's our turn. We're gonna move towards this guy and we're gonna use our sword this time. So 1 blue die. Please. Yes, 2 damage. Perfect. So this guy is also a gunner. The crossbow hollow, let's see, that's 1, 2 spaces. Yeah, we have to move over here. That's the only valid space, which is further away. And of course, we avoid some damage, hopefully. 3 damage. Perfect. So that means we are now gonna finish him. We're gonna move 2 spaces. They have 0 magical defense, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recover 2 stamina, but then use 4 stamina in order to do my heavy attack with the bomb. Let's actually swap these. You know, we want to be correct about this. And there we go. This was actually on nothing. So we had 2 die with nothing and 1 with just 1 magical attack. But since he's got 0 defense in magic, we also kill off this guy. Okay, that means we recover all of our stamina before we open up the chest, and hopefully it's not a mimic. Yes, it is a normal chest. That is perfect. That means we get 2 of these cards. Both of them are upgrade cards, so that's perfect. That's +1 damage or +1 black die. And I think I'm actually intrigued to add that to my claymore later on. You can see the claymore has 1 upgrade slot and we can use this blessed gem to upgrade it. We will place it right there, and an upgrade for a weapon is actually permanent, so we will have to think about whether or not that is the best upgrade. We also, of course, get the 2 souls. I almost forgot about that. And now we could go to this encounter again, but then we have to fight the mimic. So we also have the option to reset both of these rooms using up one of our sparks. As soon as we kill the boss, we will retrieve all of our sparks. So it should theoretically be possible. You know what? I think I need to do it, because the mimic can only be defeated if I have the claymore, in my opinion. I cannot do it with my current equipment. Yeah, let's go back to the bonfire and actually rest here. I'm gonna use up one more spark. Now, it is a little bit bad in terms of I will be getting less souls for the boss kill. You actually get 1 soul per spark, per player. So 2 players will get 6 souls by killing it right now. Anyways, we reset all of the encounters. That is what happens. The chests, unfortunately, don't reset. And what we have to do is we have to grab 1 more room, and then I guess we're gonna make our way straight to the boss because we have everything we need. So let's go ahead and do this encounter one more time. The traps actually remain the exact same. Now, I'm not gonna bore you with these 2 encounters. I'm gonna do them on my own. You saw them already, and they were pretty easy. I'm actually gonna tune back in once we reach the state with the mimic. That was actually closer than I anticipated, look at that. The RNG can make it really difficult. Oh, I just realized I did something wrong here. I think I placed my knight somewhere here, but of course we didn't come through this room, did we? We came through this one, so I would have to place him right there. That might actually change a few things, to be honest with you. So this guy's gonna come once again, and he's gonna push me away for 5 damage. Yeah, I'm gonna let you know in case something exciting happens. Oh geez, okay, I actually only got a 1 here. I needed 2, so let's use our luck token and reroll this guy, please. Okay, that's a 2, and therefore we finish this guy as well. I totally forgot, we already had the 6 souls, but now I have 8 souls. There we go, 8 souls, perfect. Let's go back to the bonfire, and we're actually gonna make use of these souls. I'm gonna use 6 souls in order to level up my dexterity to 29, and therefore we can use the claymore. I'm gonna wait with upgrading just a tiny little bit. Maybe I will find something more useful. I'm also gonna spend 1 soul in order to flip my luck token. That's the only token you can flip using souls. And the last soul I guess we spend on another treasure, Eastern Iron Shield. Now the claymore is actually 2-handed, so we couldn't use it with the claymore. But we could use it whenever we use the firebombs, for instance. However, I don't think I can carry it around with me because we can only have 3 weapons, and shields are also considered a weapon. So this would be a really good shield for a dodge character, but I don't think I'm ever gonna dodge. But we do get another block die with the claymore. Actually, we now have 2 black dice and 1 blue. So I guess we are not gonna make use of that shield. Right, time to go back into the encounter with the mimic. I'm gonna be right back as soon as I defeated the encounter. Alright, we're gonna start right here, I guess, and the hollow soldiers go first. This guy moves right here, and this guy moves... actually, let me move this guy right here, and this guy as well, so I can use my bombs. I cannot use my claymore to do damage to multiple enemies, but I can use it to dish out a lot of damage. Crossbow hollow, they're gonna attempt to move away from me and do 3 magical damage. I have 1, 2, yeah, that didn't change yet. 2 black dice. We avoided nothing basically here, just 1 damage. And for the second crossbow guy, we avoided 2 + 1. Okay, no damage for us. Let's swap the weapons right here. We're gonna use the firebomb. This is actually gonna decrease, well, my physical defense. I don't care about that at the moment. So we're gonna spend 4 stamina, and this is gonna allow us to roll 3 black dice. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. We get, whoa, an overkill. These two guys are out of the way, and we're gonna use our movement point to get closer to these guys. Now, of course, they're gonna move away from me. This isn't valid. We need to put them somewhere where they are clearly further away. So that means we need to defend once again, and let's hope for the best. We get 1, so that would be 2 damage. Do I want to re-roll that? Actually, we might want to, because otherwise they're gonna kill me. Potentially. So let's use our luck token. I didn't want to use it for that, but what you gonna do? Oh my freaking gosh. Okay, we can't be this unlucky. Let's roll them one more time and see how much damage. Oh, Jesus. Are you freaking serious? Oh man, that's unlucky, isn't it? Ah, wait. Once per spark, after making a block roll, the knight may roll an additional blue die and add it to the roll. Okay, so we do that right now because I don't want to die, you know? Ah, it's so bad. Okay, 3 + 1. Okay, so we didn't take any damage for that. Let's recover 2 stamina and we're gonna move in. Could I move in? I cannot use 4 stamina. Let me move in 1 more space right here. I'm just gonna use 1 more stamina, and we have to hope for luck, to be honest with you. I also used that. I cannot use this ability again. You know what? I'm gonna risk it. I'm not gonna spend the stamina. I'm just gonna wait for that until I can recover all my stamina, and we just hope for good RNG right now. So let's see. They cannot move further than 2 spaces away from me, which is good. So they are moving over here, and let's see what they're doing. And we dodged the first attack. Hold the phone. Oh man, I just broke this thing. There we go. Okay, what do we get? The second one does 1 damage. That is acceptable. Okay, so now we will be recovering both of our stamina points, and let me see, we could actually do our special ability, and we should do that because that's a definite kill. We move 1 for free, use 4 stamina, and then we have 3 black die. Well, it could be a loser, to be honest with you, because I cannot re-roll. But it's very unlikely, very unlikely. Yeah, there we go. Way more than enough. So these guys are dead, and we can finally fight against the Mimic one more time. So let's flip this over. I'm gonna move this away and set up the Mimic. Let's not forget to recover all of our stamina and health. And then I guess we can get things started. Why the heck not? Let's see what he does. Okay, they're moving 3 spaces towards me. So I guess they just need to move 1 in this case. And doing 4 damage. Let's see, we have 2 black and 1 blue. That's not bad. 2 black, 1 blue. We get 1, 2, and 3, 4. That means they do no damage at all. Now it is my turn. We're actually gonna spend 1 stamina in order to roll 2 blue dice. And we get an additional +1 modifier. So let's roll and see what happens. We get 2, 3 damage. +1 is 4 damage. They reduce it by 1, so 3 damage. Let's actually get this counter going again. They go from 18 to 15. I'm also gonna move away just 1 spot. I don't know what's coming up next. They are moving 2 spaces towards me and doing 5 damage. They only need to move 1 space. Oops. Let's see what we roll. 1 blue, 2 black. And we get just 2 damage reduction, so we take 3 damage. That's bad. We recover 1 stamina, but we spend it once again. Or should we do a heavy attack? It is risky, but since we are already on top of the guy, I think we should do it. 4 stamina, and we can actually use 2 of these dice. Let's see what we get. Give me something good. 3. That is really, really disappointing. We get a +1 modifier, but since they have 1 defense, I'm not gonna count that anymore. It's just, they go to 12. I'm also gonna move 1 space away, just in case that helps for the next attack. That was still my free movement point. Okay, next Mimic card. Move 1 and push, so they are gonna push me maybe here. And then they do 5 damage. So let's see us reduce this. We get 2, 4, 6. Yes, okay, totally blocked. Now we're gonna use our claymore once again. We don't even have to move on top of them, I just remember, because we have a range of 1 with the claymore. We recovered 2 stamina, but I'm gonna spend 1 again in order to attack with 2 blue dice. We get 4, that's not too bad. That brings them down to 8, which means they are actually heating up. Now, heating up for the Mimic simply means adding another one of these cards. So we're gonna add 1 card, we're gonna flip these guys over and shuffle them again. So let's see what the Mimic does. Actually, I'm gonna move 1 more space away. They are moving 1 space towards me, and they are pushing me at a range of 1. So let's go here, actually. Yeah, I should be able to be pushed right there, right? Or does the push not count towards the range? I'm not sure. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I think the range is only for the actual attack. So they didn't push me, right? So 5 damage. Let's see us reduce that. 2 black, 1 blue. Oh, that's just 1 plus 3. Okay, 4 damage reduced. That means we take a hit. Okay, getting 2 stamina back. This would be enough for a heavy attack. Yeah, I think we should do that. We're gonna use 4 stamina. And we're gonna do a heavy attack. And hopefully this time it's gonna be a better one. 2 orange dice and we get 4. Ah, man, oh man, oh man. I think I have to use my Estus now. So we only do 4 damage and I really don't want to die. So what we're gonna do is use our Estus and get rid of everything here. So now we should be able to easily defeat it. Let's see what the Mimic does. Moves 1 space towards me and then does 4 damage while pushing me away. 4 damage should be easy for me to mitigate. We do 2, 3 plus 1, that's 4 damage. We are gonna use our claymore and let's do 1 more heavy attack since we have a free stamina bar here. Heavy attack with 2 orange dice and we get 4, 5. Okay, that's not bad. That means we actually kill it. Oh, nice. Okay, the Mimic is dead. And what do we get for that? We get 4 treasures instead of only 2. Nice, 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 nice. We also have a heavy gem that adds 1 black die to an attack. And we also have the bleed. So I think that's what I want to add to the claymore. You basically apply bleed once you attack and the next time they take damage, you add 2 additional damage. And I think it goes around armor. So whenever they take damage next, the bleed is gonna proc. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. It's gonna do 2 more damage whenever I attack because I can reapply the bleed directly. Now, we don't have anything to back ourselves up at the moment, but what we can do, let me actually move this over here. We're probably not gonna use this, right? Yeah, that's not for us. We need more physical defense in my opinion. Alright, it's time for the last encounter before the boss. It probably doesn't make sense to attempt the boss with our current state. It's very unfortunate, but you saw it. It wasn't that easy. Now this is our first level 2 encounter and you can see there's a new type of guy, the large hollow soldier. We also have 2 silver knight swordsmen, so we probably have to take them out using our trusty bomb. There's also gonna be a chest, let me see, on this square, and then last but not least we have a barrel on this node. Okay, we're gonna enter from here, so that means we cannot avoid the attack of the Silver Knight Swordsman. They are moving 2 spaces and then do a push for 5 damage. What does the large hollow soldier do? He is pushing while moving 1 space. So I want to be more than 1 space away from this guy. So I'm gonna be pushed twice, I think, and then this guy's gonna... Oh man, this is so agonizing. Also, since they move separately, they're not gonna be on the same node. Now, let's just go ahead and start the encounter. I'm gonna start right here, I think. So this guy is gonna move 1 space towards me and then he's gonna push me for 5 damage. Let's see how much we can avoid of this. We have 2 black, 1 blue dice and we avoided 3 damage. That means 2 we get. Holy cow, that is gonna be crazy. Now, next up, this guy is gonna move 2 spaces and push me. Let's get pushed back to the first guy. And he also does 5 damage. Let's see what we get. We get 4 actually, so 1 we take. Next up, this guy is gonna try to move towards me while pushing, but he doesn't do anything. So it is my turn. Let's try to kill this guy. We need to do at least 3 damage because he's got 2 physical defense. with 2 blue dice. It should be possible, right? So we're just gonna do the normal attack with 2 blue dice, and we get 2, 3. Perfect. We even have a +1, so it's really 4 damage. So this guy is done, and we're gonna move away. Let's actually move 2 spaces. So that means I'm gonna use 1 stamina, and this way the Silver Knight Swordsman is not gonna reach me. He's gonna move 2 spaces. Let's actually move him right here, because that's still considered 1 space closer to me, right? I don't have to move here. And this also means this guy moves here, and now I have them grouped up. And you know what that means? We're gonna swap out our bomb thingy-majingy. And then we're gonna recover 1 stamina, spend 4 in order to roll 3 black dice. What do we get? What do we get? 3, 4, 5, 6. No, just 5. But it's still 5 magical damage. And if I'm not mistaken, even the large hollow soldier, yeah, he does not have any magical resistance. And look at that, it's 5 damage, which means we killed this guy in 1 hit, because he's got 5 health. So that is pretty good. That was pretty powerful, I have to say. Both of these guys are dead. What do we have here? Hopefully it's not a mimic. Yes, okay. Well, at the moment we would be able to kill the mimics, you know? So that means we get 2 treasures. Let's see this happen. Titanite shard +1 damage, and we got the Silver Knight straight sword. It's worse than mine, of course, so we're not gonna swap it. Alright, now the question is, do we go for the boss? I mean, we don't have a flask. I don't think we can actually succeed. However, if we use 1 spark to reset everything, then also the rooms are going to reset. Oh, I totally forgot. We also have 2 souls, of course. Let's move back to the bonfire and do our stuff. We recovered everything. We could spend 1 soul for the lock token. Let me think. Yeah, why not? I mean, if we die, we reset anyways, right? So at least it's worth a try. I'm going to spend 1 soul to flip my luck token, and we're gonna spend the last soul for a shield. Immune to poison. Is this guy going to poison me? Let's actually look through their cards a little bit. Yeah, but no poison, so I wouldn't need that. Let's put it over here. I mean, this shield gives 2 additional physical damage, right? And this guy does mostly physical damage. No, he's actually got 2 magical spells as well. That's gonna be a problem. What's his defense? 2 and 2. He's also got 20 health. Well, still, let's set this up. 20 health, and we're just gonna try it. I don't think we can do it just yet. We might have to grind for some better gear. I mean, the sunless armor is not a knight thing. Of course not. Good, that means we're gonna move through the fog gate, and I guess we're gonna start right here. Now, boss encounters are a little bit different in the way that they are actually divided into 4 arcs. You can see right here, this is actually divided, and this means everything right here is considered in the front arc, then this node would be considered in the right arc, and this one here in the left arc. For this boss, we have to use 4 of these cards. These are the heat up cards. I don't have to use those, but these guys right here. So let's shuffle these guys up, and we are gonna choose 4 at random. We did not have any gravestones. If you found gravestones, actually there's a tombstone. Was that on here? No, that is supposed to be a barrel. I totally messed this up. But if I had a tombstone, then I could reveal these cards. 1 per tombstone, and then we would have to shuffle them again. So you don't really know the order still. If we manage to kill him, then these are the 2 items we can get. This old Leo ring is actually pretty good. The weapon isn't too shabby either, but not for me, to be honest. Alright, are we ready? Yeah, let's just freaking do this. At the moment I have my sword equipped. I'm gonna need that probably. So let's hope there are not gonna be too many magical attacks. The first attack he does is 2 spaces forward, does a push for 4 every time. And you can see in this attack, his weak arc is the front. So this is always the front, then the right, left, and back. Red means a weak arc. That means if you attack him from this side, you will be getting an additional black die. So he's going to move 2 spaces towards me, and they usually turn in the direction they are moving. So now we can see we are still in the front arc, which is actually perfect for our first attack. What we're gonna do is we're gonna attack with our claymore, and we could do a heavy attack. I'm not sure. Heavy attack is just so expensive. I think I'm just gonna do 1. That means we can roll with 2 blue dice, and we will be getting a +1 modifier. So that's 2, 4, +1 is 5. He's got 2 physical defense, so we only do 3 damage, right? Now, he's actually not heating up, or what does that mean? Let's read this. The first 3 times the Old Dragonslayer loses 4 or more HP from one attack, add 1 random heat up card to the top of the behavior deck. Ah, okay, so as long as we don't do 4 or more damage, he's not gonna heat up. Oh, I totally forgot, I have an additional black die, so that means we get 1 more damage. Unfortunately not too much, but at least a little bit. That means he actually took 4 damage, and that means we have to add a heat up card. So maybe that was the wrong tactic. We have heat up cards right here. Let's shuffle these guys, and we're gonna put that back into the deck, which means we have to shuffle this again. So what do we get? It's not the heat up card. It's the same move actually. That means he's gonna push me twice for 4 damage. So he's gonna move right here, push me once. I usually have to remain in the same arc he pushed me. However, if I don't have a way to go, I'm supposed to stay at the same wall. So I couldn't have gone here, but I could have gone here or here. So he does 4 damage, and I have 2 black and 1 blue die. We get 2, 4 and 1, so we reduced 5 damage. I already forgot how much he does. Yeah, just 4. Now he's gonna turn towards us 1 more time and move. He's gonna push me and do 4 more damage. Come on, let me block that as well. 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Now it's my turn again. His weak arc is still the front. So what we could do, at the moment we are considered to be both in his left and front arc. That means if we attack him from right here, we should be good. I'm gonna recover 1 stamina, but we're also gonna spend 1 stamina in order to roll 2 blue and 1 black. The black one for the weak arc thing. And we get 2, 4, 5. Then we also have the +1 modifier here, so that's 6 damage minus 2 from his defense, so 4 damage. And of course that means we're gonna add another heat up card. That is really bad. I didn't mean to add so many heat up cards. So what do we get now? This is still not a heat up card. He's gonna leap and he's gonna push me away, then do 4 magical damage in all directions on all nodes around him actually. So he's gonna leap. He actually remains the same orientation when he leaps. I'm gonna move here and then he's gonna push me away for 1 block, and then he's gonna do the damage to all the nodes around him. And that is 4 magical damage. We have 2 black dice, if I remember correctly, against magic. So that's, just 1. Let me think. Do I want to mitigate that damage? Let's take the 3. Why the heck not? We're gonna be fine. So this time he doesn't have a weak arc, so we cannot use the additional die. That's absolutely fine. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait here. Actually, we're just gonna attack him from here with our claymore. We regenerate stamina, but we spend 1 again in order to roll 2 blue dice. We get, 2, 4, plus 1 is 5, so that's 3 damage to him, and this time he's not getting a card. He's at 9 damage at the moment. I'm gonna go for my free movement point right over there. Next up, he's gonna move 1 space and he's gonna do a push. And then at the range of 2, he's gonna do a spear lunge. His weak arc is the right side at this point. So let me think. He's probably gonna try to face the way he's going. So right there. And then he's gonna do 5 damage, so I guess he's facing me again, something like that, and then do 5 damage at a range of 2. That's actually physical damage, I'm glad about that, so we can roll 2 black and 1 blue. That's 4, 5, perfect. You know what, I don't care, let's just move over here for our free movement point, and then we are gonna spend 1 stamina right there. That's 3, 6. Ooh, that's not bad. So that's already 7 damage with my modifier. And that leaves him with 3 points only. And that also means he's gonna get his last heat up card. Let's shuffle this again. And there we go. Still not a heat up card. I'm lucky. So he's gonna face towards me. That's what that means. Just facing me. Something like that. And then he's gonna do 4 magical damage at a range of 3. I can avoid a little bit of it, hopefully. Let me see, we get 1 and 2. So we avoided 3, which means we take 1 damage. Alright. Now, I think we are able to actually finish this guy. His weak arc is at the back at the moment. So what we could do, We could go right here and then I think spend 1 movement point in order to switch the arc. I'm not sure if you have to spend 2 movement points for both of the arcs. Like you can only go in an adjacent arc. Well, actually it doesn't matter. I don't even have to go into one of his arcs because I don't really have the stamina for that. Now I'm gonna go all in. That means I'm gonna spend 4 stamina. That leaves me with 1 left here. If this doesn't work, we are majorly screwed. But that means we get 2 yellow dice or 2 orange ones. Please. Okay, 3 plus 2, that's nice. So plus 1 is 6. Minus 2 for his defense is 4, and there we go. We managed to kill the Old Dragonslayer. Pretty cool. Now we are able to get these 2 items. I'm probably gonna utilize the ring. The ring can be applied to one of these slots if I'm not mistaken, and they are actually not permanent. So only the weapon upgrades are permanent. And so that means whenever I get damaged by enemies, during the last enemy activation, we'll get +1 damage when I attack them. That's pretty useful. We also get a couple of souls. Let me see, we had 3 sparks, so that means we get 3 souls per player. We are resetting all of our stamina and all of our health points, and of course we go back to the bonfire, and then we will have to decide against which major boss we're going. This was just a mini boss, and of course it was the preparation for the major boss. And what we want to do is basically flip all of these tiles around so that we get different layouts, etc. I'm probably gonna go for the dancer. That one looks interesting, though he's got 34 health. That is a lot. We might have to do some grinding for better gear. So yeah, maybe it would be best to use some of these guys. Maybe the Smelter Demon because he's got 2 medium level and 2 high level encounters. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna decide right now. So you know already what you're up against the next time. Actually, for the main boss, we have to use an additional tile right here. So let's do that. This is gonna be our main boss room, which is actually double the size of a normal room. Unfortunately, the Smelter Demon does not have the correct figure, but that's fine. We can make it work. However, with that out of the way, I think we're going to wrap it up. We're gonna spend these 5 souls the next time. Let me know what you think about the game. I really enjoy it. It is by far not perfect and not extensive enough, but it keeps me busy for a couple of hours. With that out of the way, have a great time, and hopefully I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Bye bye.